All right. I have a cool kit here. Resistance Substitution Box by Elenco. And I have these things, but they're kind of wearing out. They don't really turn any. This one doesn't turn anymore. I could probably fix it up. Oh, need to open it up. Looks like it's been opened up before. Try to fix it, but so the reason I'm interested in it is it has standard values of resistors. I have this nice box here too that allows you to set any value you want. I got this one cheap because the last digit is broken. Actually, the one that was broken was in the middle here, and I moved it over to the end. And so the ohms doesn't work, but tens of ohms and everything up works now. So these things are real expensive. I don't know why. Anyway, this one has all the standard values, right? 47, 600. So it's nice because when you're getting ready to build something, you want to use standard resistor values, and sometimes you might be using something that's a bit, close, but not a standard value. So you can try this out. Anyway, I thought it was a nice kit. Wasn't much money, so I like building things. Let's take a look here. Sorry about the washing machine in the background. It's time to do laundry. All right. Nice box. Good quality. Let's see. Probably a really nice manual from Elenco. Yeah. All the color codes, what to do, you can check things off as you load them in. Here's the schematic. Ohms or kilo ohms, one of the two switches. Looks like there's some things you need to add some jumper wires here. Yeah, let's take a look inside. Let's get it onto a tray. Don't lose anything. All right, here's some screws. Put those over there. Single-sided PC board. It's pretty though. No values, so I'll have to use the instructions for knowing what R11, R12 is. So let's see what they give you. It's in a sealed bag here. Let me cut open the bag. They give you some solder. Very nice. Lead-free solder. Throw that away. Switches. Look pretty good quality. Bunch of resistors. They look like half watt. And some knobs. Put those over here. I'll put these things over here. Keep them out of the way. That'll be final assembly time. All right, so resistors, board, switch. Should be simple. Let's get to it. Okay, so one thing I noticed is there's no markings on the board and there's no markings on the parts. So if you're colorblind, you will need help with this kit. My father was colorblind, and so he would have my mother read the color codes of resistors and stuff. I think he only built one radio. I don't remember. I remember him telling the story about it. I don't think I ever saw the radio. But we talked about color blindness because I was interested in it. I don't have it. It is passed down every other generation. And it's carried by the female, but passed on 2 generations to the male. It's a weird thing. And in general, it's you have blue cones, red cones, and green cones. And most common color blindness is that you don't have any green cones. I think you only have instead of red and green, you only have one. So you have blue, but then red and green are just one. And so you can't tell the differences between red, yellow, orange, green, all that stuff. But you can tell white, you can tell cyan, magenta and things. So anything that's towards the blue side you can see, but red-green color blindness is the most common one. Okay, so let's get to it here. All right, first one. 4.7K. Oh, maybe I should just kind of look at these. I know this is a 10K, so just pick out the ones I know. So 10K goes to, interesting, 10K goes to R14. All right, R14. All right, here's our red, red, brown. That looks like 220. 220 ohms. R5. .330. Orange, orange, brown. So R6. Blue gray, what is that, 68? 680? Where's that one? Blue, gray, brown, R8. Red, red, black, I think. Looks like 22 ohms. R2. Probably separate these a bit. Let's see here. 3.3K, red, 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 orange, orange, red. 3.3K is R11. All right. This looks like 68K. Blue, gray, orange. R18. Red, red, red. 6.2, R10. All right, let's bend some of these over. Use my leaded solder. Oh, I need to change soldering iron tips. So I was using a really fat one, for something, and let me change tips. All right, I think that'll be better. My tip's not getting hot though. Uh-oh. I think I've got a couple tips that have gone bad. This might be one of them. Let me change tips. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to mark that tip as bad. I don't know what goes bad in these things. It's one of those fancy soldering irons that uses RF energy, and I don't know exactly how it regulates the temperature. Some of them are magnetic. I don't know. It's kind of scary when it happens. You think that the main box is dead because there's a big RF power transistor in there. I figure that's what's going to let loose, and that's the real expensive part of the whole contraption. Don't want that to go bad. I found my soldering iron in the trash can. Unbelievable that somebody would throw it away. I think it's like one of those safety things. It's like, oh, we're not going to solder at work any longer because soldering's dangerous, or I don't know what the deal was. Or maybe they just decided that was going to be done over in Asia. Everything got transferred to Asia. US just ended up being paper pushers. As long as you know Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Project, Microsoft Word, that was all that was needed. The United States would make decisions that Asia would then have to implement, and Asia would go, oh, what a bunch of stupid dummies in the United States. They've never built anything in their life, and they're doing it all wrong, so we're just going to ignore what they say, and we're going to do it our own way anyway. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. Okay, 6.8K. 13. There was a group that was told their jobs were all being sent over to Malaysia, and they had a meeting where they wanted everybody to know who their replacement was, and they were going to come to the United States, and then these people were going to train them to do their jobs so they could lose their jobs. And you can imagine they were not too pleased with it. Yep. Okay, this one is a 22K R15. I was told that people used some expletives in that meeting. Hey, we're not happy. 330K. Orange, orange, yellow. 21. With all the jobs going overseas, all the manufacturing jobs at least going overseas, then the engineers here never have learned how to manufacture things. And so there's a whole skill set that they lack. And so they end up building some pretty non-manufacturable things. I think this is a 10K brown, black, black R1. Looks like 470K R22. This one looks like 47 ohms or 4.7. 47 ohms, 4 point. Because that's 47 ohms. Yellow, violet, black. R3. I had a job once building televisions and designing televisions. My job was to adjust them so the pictures were really, really good. And I would go to China twice a year to adjust the... We had a cycle where every 6 months we came out with a new television set. And I would go to China and would train people. And you basically you understood that you were giving them all of this knowledge, and as soon as they could do it themselves, they wouldn't need you any longer, and they would just get rid of the United States and they would just build their own stuff. And they did. And our group failed, and they gained all of our knowledge. 3, orange, orange, orange is 33K R16. And they wonder why there's no jobs for the people here in the United States. And then they don't even train those people. They import people from other countries. 680K, I think. R23. And they don't promote managers within. They always hire from outside because they figure those people are smarter. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff wrong with the system. All right, something fell out. What was that? That's a 47 ohms. Where did that one go? 47 ohms. R3. All right. Let's solder these. I think I've complained about it before too, is there's a tendency to teach students theory, and then they get a hold of the CAD program and they do everything with the CAD program, and they never do the things that I like to do, is tinker and solder, and they lose the skill set. And yeah, this camera times out after 30 minutes, so I've been jabbering away and you haven't been hearing a word that I said. Oh well. Wasn't important. This one looks like 100 ohms. Brown, black, brown, R4. And we have 2 left. And there's only 1 slot. Interesting. Oh, no, it's 2 slots. God, I'm going blind. Okay, so this one is, looks like maybe 1 meg. Green. R24. 1 meg ohm. And this one is 100K, R19. Yep. Right. It's really too bad that Heathkit went out of business. I used to enjoy Heathkit. I remember building an oscilloscope. I built a dual trace oscilloscope. One of the first projects I really did. I had a summer job that actually paid me money, and I went out and I bought an oscilloscope. My very first, my second oscilloscope. I had a really cruddy one before that, but my first real oscilloscope. Had that thing for years. It was great. It was probably 20 megahertz, something like that, but I built it myself. It's very cool. All right, let's put some switches on. I think these switches are the same. All right. can't do it from the bottom. Got a song stuck in my head. Red Hot Chili Peppers. One of my favorite bassists, Flea. I think I've told this story before. I wanted to play bass in a rock and roll band when I was a kid. Got tricked into playing the cello instead. And one more switch. Sure it's on straight. No, it's not. That's why you always check. Let's see. That's straight. All right. So, music did save me though in college. It was my release from doing math and physics and stuff. I could go over to the music building and keep my mind off of crazy things. Ended up playing cello for 12 years, something like that. Play a bunch of musical instruments. I play cello, I play guitar, play mandolin, and I play banjo. And I can plunk out a couple tunes on the piano, but I would not call myself a piano player. All right. Now I need to read the manual. I think there's some extra things we need to do now. Jumper wires. Okay, we need to add some jumper wires that go from the center pin here. That's the switch center pin, and they go to these holes here. So, what wire should I use? They supplied me with wire. Guess I should use their wire. The wire they supplied me with was for the test leads, but I guess I can chop off a piece of that. But I'm just going to use my own wire for this, because I can. I've been enjoying this yellow wire, which I found at the junk store. 22 gauge solid. I like solid wire. I don't know why. All right, let's. Oops. Let's put a bend in it. Bend it, bender. Bender the Robot. Yeah, I like Bender the Robot. All right, that looks good. There we go. What do you think? So I guess you go between there and there. And do I just want wires coming out of this thing, or do I want terminals? I've got a bunch of maybe on the side. We'll have them both. I don't know. Anyway, let's see what this thing looks like. Pretty nice. Looks like we need to bend the tabs. There's some tabs on these switches that interfere with it mounting to the front. Yeah, that's better. Goes down flush. Excuse me. Yeah. Not the easiest ones to get straight. Here they want a cross thread. Come on. Keeps wanting to cross thread. Oh, come on. Turn it over. Sometimes the threads are bad on one side of it, not. Oh my goodness, there we go. Uh-oh. No. How do I know how to put the knob on? I guess we'll have to measure it and then put the knobs on. Okay. So we will put on the test leads. They go through the hole here. Well, that's easier said than done. The hole is barely big enough. Oh, I should have put that on before I put the screws down. Okay. Red and black, like it matters. I've never known a resistor to have polarity. Always a first though, I guess. Okay. To the black. Now I have to hold it. Right. Red. Matter. All right. Déjà vu. I wish I spoke another language. I took a little bit of German in high school. I know a little bit of Japanese because I traveled so much. But only a few phrases. Where's the train station? Eki wa doko desu ka? All right. I think we're done. Put it in the box. Some screws. Right. Let's measure some resistance. And we'll put it on ohms. And we are measuring 1K ohms. So a little arrow should go over there, 1K. 6, 8, 4, 7, 3, 100, 47, 22, 10. Is that 10 ohms? Yeah, 10 ohms. 33. Uh-oh. That one. Oh, there it goes. Switch is a bit funky. That's fine. 2. Yeah, okay. Let's try this one out. It's measuring 680. So our knob should go on here. 470. 22, 100K, 68, 47, 20, 10, 8, 1,000, 1 meg ohm. Yay! Complete. I just need to put on the little clip leads, but otherwise, seems to be working great. Maybe I'll put on a different type of clip lead instead of these alligator clips. Put on the little promoter clip things. That might be better. Anyway, so would I recommend the kit? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's really high quality. The instructions are great. It's really easy. It's something that then you'll use all the time. I will be using this all the time, I'm sure, because it has all of the values that I'm interested in. And should be good. And it's good for half a watt, I think. Let's see, let me look at, see if there's specs on this thing. Yeah, half watt. So, Elenco model RS400, highly recommended. Go get yourself one.